18 months. Or a year and a half, I don't know what you prefer. That's for how long we've been in the CBR4 meta. It's got a fast fire rate, medium damage, low recoil, low flinch, high mobility, with a great range for playing flex, all while having a medium penetration coefficient unlike other SMGs. It was a better Type 25 at first, but players only started using the CBR4 when the Type 25 got nerfed. A few months ago when the CBR4 got nerfed, the Peacekeeper got buffed at the same time. The Peacekeeper was better in comparison, but people stuck with the CBR4. Unlike in the previous situation, Peacekeeper got nerfed and CBR4 got buffed. Up until now, the CBR4 never faced competition. Why? Game developers based their patch notes on Chinese player base, and they don't think that the CBR4 is top meta. Right now, they prefer the Switchblade. That's why nothing changed for a year and a half. Trying to engage in gunfights close range requires you to play fast all the time. I don't know about you, but for me, that's really tiring on the fingers. Whenever that happens, I try to play a game that's still intense, minus the sore fingers. What game? Oh, I don't know. Raid Shadow Legends. Yep, you guessed it, they are sponsoring today's video. Do I still need to tell you about the hundreds of unique champions, tons of tough bosses to take on, and the endless content in the game with new champions and updates every single month? Didn't think so. That's why I'm showcasing my top 5 thickest champions in the game, and I'll leave the reasons to your own interpretation. At top 5, we have Patur. Top 4, Elhain. At the third spot, Rorik. Top 2, Duelist. And we're putting up Dur on top because he's thick. Don't knock my list because these champions aren't only for show. You can also use them in battle on raids, live arena, PvP. Go against real players in real time, all for glory. You get artifact sets, fragments for a legendary void champion, and special live arena crests that unlock powerful new bonuses at the Great Hall. That's just the tip of the iceberg. What? You haven't tried Raid Shadow Legends? So why aren't you scanning this QR code right here? Oh, I know why. You're planning to click the link down in the description, correct? Use my link or scan the QR code and get a free starter pack with all this in-game loot for new players only. And it's that easy. Oh, and don't forget, Raid Shadow Legends is available on both mobile and PC. Just click the link in the description and I'll see you in the game. That was until the Cordite got buffed. Always has been a sort of a CBR4 2.0 with way better mobility but way lower damages because of base damages and multipliers. With this season's buff, base damage went from 22 to 23 in the second range, which may not seem much but is actually one of the reasons we're talking about it. Head multiplier and arms multiplier got a buff as well. And lastly, the first range went from 7 to 9 meters. Simply put, Cordite can now almost consistently 4-shot in the second range. If you manage to hit one of these shot combinations, you can get a 4-shot kill up to 29 meters. With a proper Gunsmith build, that gives us 13 meters of what we can consider as consistent 4-shot kill and 29 meters of potential 4-shot kill, which isn't as consistent but pretty easy to achieve. But is it actually better than a CBR4? Let's find out. We'll take the most basic CBR4 build, comparing it with the recommended Cordite build. Both have the exact same fire rate, and both have the same damage consistency in their first 2 ranges, even if the damages aren't the exact same. Overall, you'll get 4-shot kills as usual on both of these guns. But Cordite has a way better range with a 10-meter advantage of effective range over the CBR4. In terms of mobility, Cordite takes the edge by far. The sprint to fire delay is quicker, and the strafe speed is really fast with 4.5 meters per second. The sprint and walk speed are pretty much even, but nothing game-changing. If we're talking ADS speed, the CBR4 is better, being 14 milliseconds faster, but really most of the time will be pre-aimed anyway. If you're not the type of guy who pre-aims, CBR4's ADS speed advantage can be cancelled out by Cordite's quicker sprint to fire delay. For the magazine stats, CBR4 has 50 bullets and a reload speed of around 1.5 seconds. Cordite has an enormous 80 bullets per mag, but a slower reload speed of 1.8 seconds, almost pushing 2 seconds when reloading from an empty mag. When it comes to gun control, Cordite's recoil makes it a bit harder to use, but it isn't something really hard to control at all. If you feel that way, it's probably because you've gotten used to the CBR4. Cordite's flinch, however, is worse than the CBR4, and for the BSA, they are pretty even, but Cordite takes the edge in hipfire BSA. Not like in the pre-Gunsmith era, but it's still reliable and clearly better than the CBR4. The iron sights on both are pretty good, and aim shake won't bother you at all. So which gun are you using? Well, It depends. Cordite has the edge in terms of damages thanks to better range. It also takes the point when it comes to mobility thanks to faster strafe speed. Cordite has an LMG mag size, so it wins the mag category, but if we're talking about gun control, this is where it begins to be touchy because CBR4 takes a point here thanks to a better flinch, which is a very important stat. But that is supposing you're using something else than toughness as a green perk. If you're playing SND, TDM, you can definitely get away with using toughness without suffering much from not having quick fix. Hardpoint domination, you may want to use quick fix over toughness, and you should probably keep using the CBR4 because of the flinch that might be too hard to control. But if you're using toughness already, go for the Cordite eyes closed. For the scrim warriors out there, quick fix is banned in most regions, and if you're probably using toughness already, then you should use the Cordite if your opponents keep using the CBR4. You'll have the edge over them across all stats because the flinch won't bother you at all if you got toughness on. Most of you might stick with the CBR4 because of familiarity, but if you're not using quick fix, you should definitely give Cordite a try. Are you willing to give it a try? Let us know down in the comments below. You might want to train your aim with Cordite's faster strafe speed, and I just made drills that you can use to practice long, medium, and close ranges in COD Mobile's training mode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.